Hello guys, how are you? Today I'm gonna upload video about the prediction, the general prediction of July 2021. But before I start the video, I want to mention that last year I posted a video about the impact of Saturn's challenging aspect with Uranus, which will accompany us almost all this year and next year as well. Later, I will post a video about it in English. In general, a not so simple month. A lot of power struggles and oppositions, impulses for the indulgence and pleasures of life without reckoning. The first 2 weeks, frustration and limitations are expected. Our ego versus the ego of authority figures. It will not be easy this month to promote creative projects and topics related to hobbies and pleasures. Beware of physical injuries due to recklessness and impulsivity. What we will want to achieve this month will be difficult with multiple walls and restrictions. It is important to remember that perseverance and hard work pays off over time and not immediately. Anything you want to be fulfilled immediately will get a transformation and an unpleasant turn. This is a month that will test our tolerance, our ability to persevere and think before doing anything. Do not expect rewards or compliments. It will only come in the upcoming months. So let's begin. The first week that I'm gonna talk about is gonna be between the 1st of July until the 6th of July. Sun has this week a minor and harmonious aspect to Uranus. Sun represents our ego, our self, is in a sensitive sign of Cancer and moves away from its positive aspect with Jupiter from the last months. So this aspect, of course, has no more effect. The only aspect that Sun creates this week is the aspect to Uranus. It's not so much significant, but still it gives us a better adaptation potential and making changes in an easier and more flowing way. This minor aspect will also contribute to the demonstrations and anarchist expressions all over the world. Because in the beginning, in the first place, this anarchist protests is going on around the world because of the hard aspect between Saturn and Uranus. Okay, our impulses and we are very impulsive and want to destroy the old and accomplish something new and do something very extraordinary and new. In addition, this week, Mars and Venus are in Leo sign in conjunction, which creates a lot of passion, but also aggression between the sexes, especially since Saturn watches over them from Aquarius. And it makes it even harder for both of them to get along. The sign of Leo as the official representative of the 5th house represent love, romance, hobbies, and creative expressions, as well as pleasure and the need for emotional satisfaction. These topics receive rigidity, limitations, difficulties, and even karmic crises from Saturn opposed them. The need to find love and pleasure from the outside is very high, and at the same time, if you are looking for something that you are missing from inside, the chances of it being successful, long-term, or satisfying are very low. The beginning of creative projects can also have many difficulties. So you should check the ground and the background really carefully before you jump on it. What can contribute us this week, these upcoming days, is Mercury, who has returned to his normal course in his favorite sign and gives lots of new creative ideas. But his positive aspect to Saturn is receding, and with it also our mental stability is going to the downside. Especially since next week Mercury is creating a challenging aspect to Neptune. We now have a positive potential to learn and develop our communication skills and business skills as well. We are more curious now. We have more investigatable skills, abilities, so we can take advantage of this to understand which idea is worth investing in and which is not. The second week is going to happen between the 7th of July and until the 12th of July. Venus continues to be close to Mars from the previous week and still at a difficult aspect to Saturn and even Uranus. It can create some financial difficulties, problems in our self-esteem, and values in general, as well as challenges in our activities. Many walls and frustrations that require a lot of tolerance we do not have now. The universe is testing how much we can flow with its rhythms, because if we cannot, there is a danger of physical and emotional harm. Sun approaches a positive aspect with Neptune. Our ideals are very high right now. The ability to ride with our imagination to new districts, to new horizons is very powerful and can contribute us, on the one hand, to get a lot of inspiration. Our sensitivity to our environment is very high, but on the other hand, it can cause us such an escaping path from reality, which is not so good. There is potential here for support from each other. Also, issues of care and security through the positive use of our imagination. At the same time, Mercury creates a deceptive aspect to Neptune. Our thoughts and what we communicate can be different from what we really want and feel. Pay attention to false manipulations on the part of others. Also, do not get carried away and do it yourself, because Saturn can punish you and play with your money and physical exhaust you. Relationship with siblings, neighbors, and even the immediate environment can be difficult because of a different interpretation from the reality of each of us. But you should remember that our only way to change our lives is through changing attitudes and our relation to what is happening around us. Also this week, Mars, which has been close to Venus since last week, and meet Uranus at a challenging aspect, create a strong need for changes in our relationships, a desire to spend too much money on momentary and ineffective pleasures, to enjoy more without being considerate or constricted. Dating new people who do not really suit you and are too different from you, which will create conflicts, frustration, and lack of understanding and satisfaction. It's not a good time for new love, even though you really want it right now. Pleasurable outside activities can also be not so satisfying these times. The short week is going to happen between the 13th of July until the 18th. Sun continues at a harmonious aspect to Neptune. Venus and Mars are still close, but far from Saturn, easing our beginnings in matters of love, creativity, and pleasure. But we still have Uranus against them, who wants changes, too much impulsive, and acts without first thought. Unnecessary waste of money can cost more later. A negative aspect between Mars and Uranus is very dangerous in the physical plane. So one should be careful of sudden movements both on the roads and at home to avoid injuries. Mercury has moved into sensitive Cancer sign and empowers here us with thoughts of nostalgia, family, the need for physical security, and past memories of home and family history. He also encounters with harmonious aspect to Jupiter, which will give us abundance and richness of thought and ideas. Optimism is on the rise. Generosity and communication courtesy. Abundance also for the business around the world. Increasing trade, marketing from the heart, support from the environment. It's a very great time to resolve conflicts with our communications. Although conflicts can certainly exist because of the opposition of the Sun to Pluto, which indicates power struggles, control issues that get out of control, power struggles with authority figures, an imbalance between aspirations and careers, family and home. We can want one thing, but others will require something totally else. It requires from us a lot of compromise that will transform us each way or the other. You should think, plan, and check the small details carefully before you jump into something new that will make you compromise too much on your passions. The first week is going to happen between the 19th of July until the 21st. Sun continues the aspect in front of Pluto. Our need for control over household issues and career manners that will create on the base of this need power struggles with bosses or with people that we live. In relationship, we may be the subject of or the perpetrator of manipulation, jealousy, domination, and control. This aspect raises our egoism and violence tendencies. The ego can be easily harmed by any control attempt from others. Also, transformation can be powerful and painful, but if you are even not flexible and too fixed on your own positions and opinions, it will be even worse. The universe right now asks us to examine the issues of control and just learn to release them. Venus is still conjunct to Mars, and they both stand in front of Jupiter. It brings to our lives a time of celebration that transcends all the boundaries of norm and common sense. It can cause us laziness, wastefulness, both in terms of time and resources, excessive hedonism, lack of healthy boundaries in matters of love, money. It can cause treachery and unwillingness to focus on important things in life. It's a good time for entertainment, pleasures, but it is important to keep your pocket and intimate organs at check all time long. Not a good time to engage in important things, significant purchase and work. These aspects can cause us to compromise too much and to be very not selective towards our new potential mates, and that will lead to problems later on. Also, in matters of health and nutrition, things can go out of proportion, which will lead to problems with our liver, diabetes, kidneys, and etc. Consider this very carefully, especially to persons that has already problems in these areas. The 5th week is going to happen between the 25th of July until the 30th. Multiple oppositions on the map, as you can see, especially with our personal planets. Venus breaks the bond with Mars and moves to Virgo. This is the place she really does not like so much. Here she is in the fall. Virgo sign requires a lot of work, criticism, and service towards others. But Venus loves to live in the comfort zone, being taken care of. She does not want to work hard. Therefore, in this place, issues of love and money become very serious to the point of oppression. There is lack of self-love, too much criticism toward other people, especially in our relationships. Too much clinging on every little detail about the environment, too much complaining about lack of consideration. Except that Mars is still facing Jupiter. So we have the need to defeat others at all costs. And it can even reach to childish and selfish levels. The desire to initiate and expand our activity without thinking and without planning, only out of impulsivity, which can frustrate all our activities and bring opposite results to what we want. Sun has shifted to the Leo sign. Here, it emphasizes the arrogance, the needing of appreciation and compliments from those around us. We want to shine better than anybody else, but there is no support from other planets, meaning the sun does not get what it wants and even the opposite. That is because Sun is facing opposite directly Saturn, which gives restrictions, difficulty in overcoming limitations on the part of authorities, authority figures, and problems even with our dead, as well as difficulty in our creative expression, okay? Increased anxiety and worries, decreased self-esteem can also occur this time. It requires a lot of tolerance from us, hard work without expecting others to reward us for it, and also a lot of perseverance. Whoever succeeds in this, the negative energy will not harm him as badly as other people. This week, we also have Mercury facing Pluto. Communication power struggles, misunderstandings with neighbors, siblings, and the immediate environment. It can cause quarrels over opinions and a desire to control and prove that we are more right than others. If you are also open to the opinions of others, you will be able to contribute to thinking and your intellect to be more flexible and better adapt to changes. So this aspect will transform your thinking much harmoniously than other people around the world. But can you do that? This is something that you need to decide for yourself. We should all remember that our thought and opinions is not unequivocal, and therefore we have nothing to argue about it. Thanks for watching. For more interesting videos, I invite you to be subscribers in my channel. Till the next video, I wish you good luck and good health. Bye-bye and take care.